I have a lot of footstops. I have this one, I have this one, I have this one, I have this one, I have this one. I also have that one, that one, that one, that one, and that one. I've tried a lot of different footstops, so today I'm giving you guys a little bit of advice on what you should get. And let's get this out of the way. There are actually two types of footstop available. There's the one that holds your foot in a fixed position. It's not really comfortable to move around. Then there's a type that's a lot easier for you to shift your feet around it. Now, I also want to warn you guys that this advice is basically based on my opinion. Other people will tell you different things, but this is how I go about picking my footstops. So it's all subjective to the person. This is not objective advice. On some boards, I've found that less is more. For example, this footstop is a version of the Mini IO Riptide footstop by Netherskate, except it's a little bit smaller than the actual Mini. Hope you guys can see the difference. But with boards that have quite a bit of concave, this type of footstop is awesome because the concave already does a lot to sort of lock you into the board, but you might want a footstop, and yeah, so sometimes less is more, and this does an excellent job in combination with the concave. And on my boards that I tend to do freeride and stand-up slides with, I tend to like footstops that aren't too big as well and that don't really get in my way, because I might be shifting my feet. Even if I do keep them in place, I might be shifting it and wanting to move my feet quite a bit, you know. So even if I won't actually shift my feet, having that option, having that freedom is important to me. For me, on little boards, the footstop acts as something that holds my foot for toe sides and also as a reference point. On little boards, it's a little bit harder for me to find like that sweet spot that's perfect for me to place my feet. So having a footstop there acts as an excellent reference point. Other things like concave implants can also act as reference points, but footstops are awesome for me. It might be subjective advice, but I'm speaking facts. So this is both a reference point, it tells me where I should place my feet, and it also holds my feet for toe sides. On my freeride boards, I felt like I could get away without using a footstop. I could have like something as a reference point, let me know where to put my feet, and still skate well. But on little boards, there's so much grip, and it's sometimes quite difficult to get leverage you need for toe sides. So I feel like I need a footstop to just give me that extra little bit of being locked in. Also, I quickly want to shout out the company that made this. This is easily one of my favorite footstops that I've ever used. It swivels around and it comes with a nice dope part here that actually comes in varying heights. So depending on the one that you take, can increase or decrease the height of this footstop. And despite being super big, it does not feel intrusive at all. It actually feels very ergonomic and comfortable because it shifts with your feet. It gives you a lot of support without really getting in the way. It's like the support is there when you need it. And this company is called State Line Skate Design. They make a ton of dope footstops. They also 3D print risers, and they do a lot of cool stuff. And yeah, they sent me this footstop for free, which is why I'm talking about it. But it's really good. I really like what they're doing, and just check out the website. Something interests you, do feel free to try it out. I also highly recommend you get a proper footstop in it instead of one of these ones made out of bushings. The bushing footstop is great when you don't have an option, but having a proper footstop that supports you and is made for your foot is so much more comfortable and ergonomic. So here's my advice. If you have a freeride board, you should get a footstop that's kind of small, kind of not too small, that allows you to shift your feet but holds you when you need it to. And if you're getting a little board, you should get a big footstop that holds your foot but allows you to shift your feet still, that acts as a reference point and supports you when you need it to. A big footstop that doesn't get in your way. For these little boards, I've tried smaller footstops, but they've just never felt right. It's only like these bigger ones with more surface area that covers your foot that feel better. So yeah, so that's the